Woman and LGBTQ person to represent the district, joins us live tonight. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me, Joyce. It's lovely to get to chat with you.
Same with you. This, as you know, was a very close race. What do you think made the difference in your successful campaign?
Yeah, we had an incredible team of staff and volunteers who enthusiastically knocked on a lot of doors in the district. We started reaching people in community at their doors in March. But we also talked about a lot of issues that I think resonated with voters here in the 6th District. Folks care about abortion rights. Even though we feel protected in Washington, they know that there's more work to do. Folks care about affordable health care and rural health care and education opportunities, pathways to good career training. And these are all issues that I've worked on in the state Senate and that I hope to continue working on at the federal level.
Well, it's interesting because I'm curious how you interpret this red wave that we saw across the country and the mandate that it suggests by the American people, especially on issues like climate change and abortion rights.
Yeah. Well, I'm really focused on being the best representative for the 6th District. And, by and large, the people of the 6th District want us to continue making progress on climate change. They want us to continue, protecting and defending abortion rights. And, what I'm hearing from my neighbors at their doors in community events is that they want us to play defense against the dangerous policies of a second Trump administration.
In what is clearly a deeply divided country, how do you plan to get things done in what could end up being a GOP-controlled Congress?
Yeah, good question, Joyce. Before I ran for this congressional seat, I represented the 26th District, which is one of Washington's two split legislative districts. I was a Democrat who served alongside two Republican members of the House. And so I represented just as many Republicans as Democrats, and it was really important to me to show up, to listen, to find the points of agreement where we can, but to stand true on, my democratic values on the big issues like abortion rights. I also grew up in a bipartisan household. My dad was a Republican. So I think, my goal, heading to DC is to get to know my colleagues from across the country and from both parties to find out where we can find common ground, whether that's on apprenticeship policy or, protecting rural hospitals and, make progress on those bipartisan issues. So many policies, certainly in Washington state, are bipartisan. But then there are the key issues where we really have to stand our ground.
I don't have a lot of time left, but I do want to ask you, many in the LGBTQ community are worried about what lies ahead. Many of us have read Project 2025 and backed by the Heritage Foundation, which is helping President Trump as he selects his new cabinet. How concerned are you, and what would your message be to people who are worried?
Yeah, I'm concerned. I ran for office in 2018 because I was inspired by the 2016 election and by the dangers I saw coming for my communities. I've been fielding calls from young LGBTQ constituents, over the last 2 days who worry about what their future looks like. As the first LGBTQ member of Congress from Washington state, the first queer Latina elected to the chamber of the country, I know it's important to me that I, show folks that we deserve to be in office and fight to defend the issues that we care most about, including our ability to be who we are and love who we love.
Representative-elect Emily Randall, thank you so much for your time tonight, and we'll check in with you as you head off to Washington. Thanks.
Forward to it.